Hello everyone, welcome to Autodesk Inventor part design tutorial for beginners. In this tutorial, we will learn how to use basic Extrude Command, how to create hole feature, circular pattern feature, fillet feature, mirror feature and rib feature. Stay tuned. This is Inventor 2021. To start off, I will go ahead and open up new part file. Click on new. Over here from this create new file window, you can create new part file, new assembly file or new drawing file. Select the right part template with the right unit. I will select standard template with millimeter. You can see the unit over here. Click create. This is the part design, Inventor part design environment. We will begin with the sketch. I'm going to make use of the symmetry of this part to create this slot using mirror feature. So keeping that in mind, let's begin the sketch. Use 2D sketch command. Select a plane for the sketch. I will select XY plane. Click on line tool. Create L-shaped profile first. Starting from origin. Use the mouse to create vertical and horizontal constraint by default. When you hover your mouse, you can sort of make all the line vertical and horizontal. All the constraints are added. Let's put some dimensions on. Click on dimensions. Height is 90 millimeter. Click OK. And press escape and drag this line up to here. Horizontal length is 100 millimeter. Enter. And thickness is 15 millimeter. Enter. 15 millimeter. Sketch is fully constrained. Now exit the sketch. Under 3D model tab, click extrude. Now we have only one unconsumed sketch, so the sketch is selected by default. So from this property panel, we can manipulate the other features as required. So since I'm going to use the make use of the symmetry of this part, for the direction I will use symmetry option. And the distance, total distance is 80 millimeter. Enter 80 millimeter. Preview looks okay. And now click OK. Alright, let's add the fillets. The big fillet radius is 40. So click on fillet command. From this dialog box, you can enter the radius 40 millimeter, and now you can select this edge and the other edge. Apply. Okay. Let's add the other two fillets, which is 5 millimeter radius. Click on fillet. Change the radius 5 millimeter. Select this edge and this edge. Apply. OK. Go to home view. Let's create the cylindrical extrusion now. Select this surface. Right click. Select new sketch. Go to circle. Hover your mouse over this edge so that you can pick the center point. draw a circle. Right click, add dimension, which is 35 mm. Enter. Now I can add the other small circle as well to create the whole feature at the same time, but I would rather use whole command for that. So I will first use the extrusion. Like I said, there are more than one way of modeling a part. My approach is just one of them. So this yellow edge is created when we draw this circle with constraint added. So we can click on this line and convert it to construction. It's always a good practice. Now exit the sketch, go to extrude. The sketch is picked, selected by default. We have to enter the height, which is 20 mm, and that's it. Click OK. Here we go. Now let's use whole command to create this whole feature. So before that, let's create the sketch for the whole. Right click, new. All we need is a point. Hover the mouse over the edge, select the center point, click on center point. The point is created. Finish the sketch. Go to whole command. Now this whole property panel, we can manipulate the whole as required. This is a simple whole through all. So whole type is simple whole. The seat type is none. Termination through all. We have to change the diameter to 15 mm. Preview looks good. Click OK. Shift middle mouse button to rotate the model. Go to home view. Now let's create the rib. We can begin with the sketch. Select the sketch plane. We need XY plane. Right click. This is another way of creating new sketch. Select the plane, right click, select new sketch. Here we go. Now use the line tool. Hover your mouse so that you can pick the right point. Create a line between these two geometries. Press escape. The line is black, that means the constraints are added. Sketch is fully constrained. Exit the sketch. We can actually convert these two reference lines to construction line. Go back to the sketch, right click, edit sketch, select this line, convert it to construction, and select this line, convert it to a construction line. Now we have only one line. Exit the sketch, use under 3D model tab, create panel, select rib command. Sketch is selected by default, and from these two options, this is normal to sketch plane. The extrusion would happen normal to sketch plane. This is extrusion is parallel to sketch plane. We need this to be this option, and from the you can see we cannot see the preview. Most of the time it is because of the wrong directions. So click on this point, flip the direction. Now it should be direction 1. So from these options we can flip the directions, and this is mid plane extrusion, and select mid plane extrusion, and thickness value is 10 mm. Preview looks good, and from these two options select these options. If you select this option, it would be we have to enter the thickness. It is not extruded up to the next level. So when we select this will this will be extruded up to the next level. Preview looks good, click OK. Go to home view. Now the next feature, which is the hole feature. It is countersink hole with diameter 5 mm and the large diameter is 10 mm with the angle of 90 degrees. We need 7 of them. Let's begin with the sketch. Select this surface, right click, new sketch. All we need is a point. Hover your mouse over the center of the circle and select this point. Right click, add dimensions. We need the dimensions between the two, 88.5 mm, which is not actually indicating over here, but it is 88.5 mm. And you can see this right click, OK. You can see this point can be dragged, so it is not fully constrained. So let's add horizontal constraint. Click on horizontal constraint, select this point and hover your mouse so that you can select the midpoint of this line. Here we go. Now the sketch is fully defined. Right click, OK, exit the sketch. Now let's go to hole command again. So now there is only one unconsumed sketch, which is already selected by default. We need a simple hole with countersink. Termination through all. The direction looks OK. We have to change these dimensions. The large dimensions is 10 mm and small dimensions is 5 mm. Degree 90 degrees. Preview looks good. Click OK. Here we go. Now it is the other 6 instances. We can use circular pattern command to create these instances. Click on circular pattern. Now from this dialog box we have to select, first we have to select the feature. When you click, this arrow is red color, that means we need to select something to make it white color. And also you can see the active selection is indicated with these dotted lines. It is highlighted, sort of you can identify what is highlighted, which arrow is highlighted. Now we have to select the feature. You can select the feature by hovering your mouse over the 3D model, or you can select the feature from the browser. So I can use the browser. I can simply use the browser, and now you can see the arrow become white. That means at least one feature is selected for the pattern. Now the rotational axis. You can either have an axis for the rotation, or you can simply select a reference surface for the axis. So now click on here. It is now activated, and I'm going to select this circular surface as a reference. So number of instances, make it 8. I will show you why I make it 8. There's one more extra, we need to suppress it, and preview looks good. You can rotate the model to see it is looking alright. Click OK. You don't have to worry about the rest of the parameters for this pattern, and click OK. Alright, you have it. Now you can see there is one hole which is really not necessary. Expand this circular pattern, hover your mouse, identify the hole, right click, suppress. Alright, go to home view. Now we have 7 holes. Next, it is the last feature, the slot. Select this surface, right click, go to new, sketch. Under rectangle tool command, select center to center slot. Draw the slot. Put some dimensions on. 30 millimeter, enter. Radius, which is 5 millimeter, enter. And distance between these two is 17.5 millimeter, enter. And distance between the center of this circle and this edge, which is 15 millimeter. When we add the dimensions or any constraint with the sketch, between the sketch and the geometry reference lines are projected onto the sketch, indicating these white lines. Press escape to exit the dimension command. Select this line, right click, select this line and go to construction. Select this line, convert it to a construction. Now the slot is fully constrained. Exit the sketch. Let's use Extrude Command. The profile is selected by default. Let's flip the direction. So direction should be flipped. When we flip the direction, this Boolean option is automatically changed to cut, indicating that it is removing materials. Make end condition distance through all. Preview looks good, click OK. Go to mirror command. We are going to use mirror feature to create the other slot. Go to mirror command under 3D model tab and pattern panel, select mirror. Now again here, this is red and dotted line indicated it is highlighted. We need to select a feature which is slot. We can select the slot from the 3D model, and now it's become white. Go to the mirror plane, select the mirror plane. Now we have to select the plane, which is XY plane. Select the XY plane. You can see the preview is created. Looks good, click OK. Go to home view. Alright, the part is almost completed. Finally, let's add the appearance. You can add the appearance from this quick access toolbar over here. Use this option, drop down list, and select the appearance you want. Alright, now save the part. I will use the default part name and save. Yes. Alright, that's it for today. Please like, comment and subscribe. If you have got any questions or requests, add them to comment field. Thank you for watching.